At the house editing. What up?
Hey man, I'm at hole 1 at Cedar Rock. The wind is like up, down, left, right, crosswind. I got no idea what to throw.
Yo, what you bagging these days?
I got mostly Innova in there right now.
Okay, so you're bagging Innova. Any chance you got a rock?
Yeah.
Dude, rub the rock.
Rub the rock.
Rub the rock.
Rub the rock?
Rub the rock.
All right, man, I'll give it a try. Rub the rock.
You rang?
I don't know what to throw.
Oh, you gotta throw the Wraith, man.
Throw the Wraith.
Won't you be my caddy?
What's up, AmFam? I'm Jeff.
And I'm Whitney, and we're here at Cedar Rock in Burlington, North Carolina. And our special caddy for today is Innova sponsored Nathan Queen.
Nathan Queen has racked up 46 wins in his career. He's a local touring pro, and today he's going to be going over 4 Innova discs that every amateur should be bagging.
What kind of player is Nathan Queen? Let's check out his player profile. Nathan is a left-hand, backhand dominant player. His playstyle is skewed toward finesse with a more aggressive mindset, preferring a slightly more wooded course setup. We spent a couple hours with Nathan, picking his brain and discussing his 4 discs that he believes all AMs should try. Let's get right into the conversation.
The speed that I picked out was the Star Stud, which is it's a pretty slim profile putter that has some stability to it. So you're able, you know, sometimes when you have a less consistent throw as an AM, and you'll get a little bit, you'll roll your wrist over or you'll snap it a bit more than you wanted to, and that stud will handle that a little better than some of the other putters will, but it's not overstable enough where it just dumps and you can't throw it. So it's a good one to where you can learn your up shots or some shorter tee shots. You could probably throw it 220 to 250, you know, without too much trouble if you've got a run up and a swing and everything like that. Be warming up with the studs first. The orange one's a little older, more beat in, it'll go straight. Since we've got a tailwind, I'll have to throw it kind of high if I want it to fade. The green one's a little newer, but it's still a little beat in. It'll be more stable though. See, I had a lot more snap on that one and it was still able to fade at the end.
What mid-range would you recommend?
Yeah, so the Mako 3, again, Star Plastic, it's gonna be the most reliable in my opinion. I've got 2 Mako 3s in the bag. I like one that's really beat in that I can use for turnover shots or a hyzer stand-up to turnover shots. Anything that I need to go right to left. Or even if I have to, sometimes the shape of a fairway will make you throw on an extreme hyzer, even if you don't necessarily need that for the shape of the hole, with me only throwing backhand pretty much. So I'll need something that's really flippy that I can throw on that hyzer and get to stand up and not go right still. So that's what I use the flippy one for. The straighter one or the newer one that I keep in my bag is for just the tunnel shots in the woods, or if I need something to slightly hyzer, I'll throw it on a hyzer and it'll just follow that straight. This is kind of what I was talking about with the stud. It'll fly on that hyzer but be pushing straight, and then right at the end it slows down enough to fade towards the right. So even though it's not a stable disc, I can throw it to finish stable and not have that full stable flight. Where if you threw like a gator or a rock, you'd have to really force it to go one way before it went the other. I've got a couple Mako 3s that I've had in the bag for pretty much, well, this one's actually been in the bag a couple years now. I got it at Vegas at the beginning of 2019. And it's beat in, so it's pretty flippy now. I use it for turnover shots, or a hyzer stand up to turnover. And then this one was a little more stable than most Mako 3s are. Whenever you get it, it's got some pretty swirls and it's a little bit stiffer, so it came out a little stable as far as a Mako 3 goes, but it's still very straight now, and you can do a lot of different stuff with it.
All right, so what about our fairway drivers?
Yeah, the fairway driver's the Leopard, and it's pretty similar as far as flight pattern to the Mako 3. They typically, if you've got a lower ceiling, I would pick a Leopard over a Mako 3. It's got that little more speed to carry when you can't get it as high. Or just out in the open, I probably throw mine 30 to 50 feet further on average than my Mako 3s. So about the same flight, but just a little faster. It'll get somewhere a little quicker if you've got that low ceiling or you need something just a little bit further and don't want to force yourself with the Mako. A couple Leopards, again beat in and newer. So this is the straighter one that I have. With the tailwind, it might be a little stable. And then this one I've had in the bag, man, I'm gonna guess since 2017. I got it from Brian Schweberger. It used to have his stamp on it. It's a ghost stamp now, you can kind of see it. But it'll end up going off to the left as well. Yeah, we take a pretty big jump from 6-speed of Leopard up to the 11-speed of a Wraith. And I would say the Wraith is kind of like the little brother of a Destroyer, maybe. That Destroyer, you know, I release it inconsistently, so that's why I don't bag a Destroyer, but the Wraith has a little bit of a straighter release point than a Destroyer would, you know. They've got a lot of dump to them a lot of the time, and that Wraith, it's got enough glide to it where it'll stand up and just kind of move a little straighter. It'll move a little straighter for you and then finish at the end. I carry a lot of different ones as far as like range of beat in or how stable they are, and just because I don't really throw much else as far as distance drivers.
Yeah. I was trying to throw right over top of it. I was trying.
Hold on, we're back and set it up.
What a beast. Look, when a pro says
That's an ace. That's an ace right there.
Oh, bullseye.